Hi, welcome to our show, Cool Schools. I'm your host, Byron Reed. Learning goes beyond the books and tests. Colorado schools are all about providing our students unique experiences like this recently renovated library at Ralston Valley High School to help prepare them for the world. Today, I'm going to introduce you to some picks who we think are pretty cool, like KUSA Academy in Denver that caters directly to each and every student. Middle school is not an easy transition for all students. KUSA Academy, a public charter school in Denver, found a unique way to help. Every morning, students work on projects designed to help build relationships. The goal is to help them focus on each other and their schoolwork instead of any problems that might be going on outside of the classroom, and help set them up for a day of learning.
When I'm in a good mood and I do focus, but sometimes I need a bit more help, and they plan these games and I focus more with that. They help you throughout the year, and they don't just leave you there doing a paper. They help you out. They help you get through the week through week.
The start of a new school year can be exciting for students, and for some, it's a chance to flourish in a new environment. For the past 10 years, there's been an elementary school in the Montbello neighborhood that's been trying to make their classrooms feel more like home. That's why Academy 360 is our first Cool Schools pick for this school year, and I wanted to see how they've been helping their students grow with the support of the community.
Can you say, "You go fourth grade"?
You go fourth grade!
Students can learn a lot about themselves, starting off the school year in a new school.
Everything's just great about it. Yesterday we had fun, the day before that. These weeks have been great.
Come up for me!
King Howard is a fourth grader at Academy 360 in Montbello, a pre-K through fifth grade elementary school with a mission to prepare students beyond the classroom.
The importance of getting a good education is so when you grow up, you could know everything that you're supposed to do, so you can pay your bills.
He says transferring to this school helped his concentration in class.
When you don't have it, you're not going to be able to learn. But when you do have it, it's going to help you.
Really focus in on what social emotional learning is for students in elementary schools, and really how can a school partner with its community and vice versa.
Becky McLean is the executive director for the school of about 225 students that runs on the model of whole school, whole community, whole child. The school was started 10 years ago to help give equitable education to underserved students with help from their community partners.
We serve about 90% students of color, about 80% free and reduced lunch, but really thinking about when we look to connect students to real-world learning, right? We can make those connections in classrooms, but how can we do that with community partners that are actually working in the real world and can bring those experiences to our students?
Everybody's playing now!
Learning experiences that keep their students on the right beat to a quality education with smaller class sizes.
I think what makes A360 particularly unique is that we intentionally are small so that we can serve the fourth grader and have him flourish in a way that maybe he was flourishing a little bit less at that previous school.
5.
It's a way this school is helping students like King understand the importance of lifelong connections with his new school and his new classmates.
This school is very much I will stay here the rest of my life. I will work here. This school is just amazing.
Our next great Colorado school is letting students own their curriculum. We're showing you how hands-on experience is helping them solve real-world problems. Welcome back to our show. Making the switch to middle school isn't easy for any sixth grader, but there's a middle school in the Five Points neighborhood that's trying to make it more manageable for their disabled and non-disabled students. McAuliffe Manual Middle School was our pick from February, where they created their own diverse approach to learning. One of the biggest hurdles when making the transition from elementary to middle school
5 minutes, turn it time.
is making new friends.
I do always have to type, and you gotta type too.
Josephina Highland and Jane Noomby are both sixth graders at McAuliffe Manual Middle School in Denver, where they've shared a close friendship since the beginning of the school year.
So yeah, we hang out a lot, and we have lunch together, and a couple of our classes, we have social studies together.
Josephina is really nice, and caring to people.
That is gonna go.
The two friends got to know each other through the school's peer-to-peer program that serves about 230 students. The goal is to get them to know a diverse group of friends.
So they're able to truly learn about one another in this small school setting.
Bonnie Martin is the assistant principal. She says one of the school's top priorities is building empathy.
We are lucky enough to offer a peer-to-peer program through our MI Center, our Multi-Intensive Special Education Center.
Why? Because that's a free market, see?
And so that's important that our MI students are able to interact with our Gen Ed students and vice versa. They're able to get to know different populations of students that they may not get to know if they were just in an isolated program.
The mission is for students to build relationships both inside and outside of the classroom.
We have peer-to-peer enrichment for our students with disabilities and our typical students to have PE classes together.
Tegan Griffith is a special education team leader at the school. She says the middle school also offers an enrichment program where students can choose from 40 different activities like swimming and take a plunge to help bridge the gap.
We really try to connect the kids in a really social way throughout the day so that we're really promoting the social emotional wellness for all students.
Yeah, we're doing the top one.
The hope is that bonds made like Jane and Josephina's
And paste. Ta-da!
will bring together more students to erase any fears about going to a new school.
She's a good friend to everybody.
It's nice, because I know that I'll always have a friend who's super kind to me.
See you later. Love ya.
And it's great to see all students thriving at McAuliffe Manual Middle School. Getting students ready for what's next after graduation is the mission for high schools, but there's a high school in Parker that's taking that mission to a whole new level. Legend High School was our Cool Schools pick from October, where they are developing real-world skills for real-world success. Part of the building process of learning in high school is students taking ownership in their education.
Landon and I are making a set of coasters, so we're just sanding down the wood for that.
Summer Short is a senior at Legend High School and is part of a unique program that gets students to start planning for what's next.
EDGE is a smaller program within it that focuses more on project-based learning and also kind of preparation for the real world.
The school's EDGE program,
that's Explore, Discover, Grow, and Engage,
gives 275 students the opportunity to follow their passions through a personalized interdisciplinary learning model.
It is a full-blown experience that kids really don't get anywhere else, so it's really awesome.
Mari Farley is the director of EDGE. She says the program started 7 years ago, providing a variety of hands-on experiences like woodworking, internships, and travel to prepare students for real life through memorable experiences.
It's loud, it's messy, and not everybody is comfortable with that style of learning, so we're really just grateful that Legend allows EDGE to be here.
The students pick a project and try to solve real-world problems as part of their curriculum.
I think that they know who they are, they have a clear direction as to what their next steps are, and I think that we have built them a really great life toolbox.
The goal is for students like Summer to construct a well-rounded education.
I think EDGE has really taught me to strive for success
that goes beyond the four walls of the classroom.
And I think that that learning style really draws in a lot of people to the program, and I think that it can be very beneficial to, anyone. Without EDGE, I wouldn't have been this far in my path of success.
This cool school is helping students learn in a smaller way. We'll see how their approach is helping them rise up. And learning about managing mental health starts with a unique staff member who is lending a helping paw. Welcome back to our show. Going to a larger school can be difficult for some students, making it easier for them to slip through the cracks. But there's an alternative high school in downtown Denver that's been putting students in a new setting to help them get back on track for graduation. Rise Up Community School is our pick from January, where they've been helping their students learn in a building that's been serving the community for more than a century. This historic building in downtown Denver has seen some changes over the years.
Part of what they did was manufacture carriages for firefighters, right? These horse-drawn carriages.
But it continues to serve its mission.
We leased this building from the Denver Firefighters Protective Association, and they were just very conscientious about who they wanted in their building. They wanted an organization that served the community.
Oh, yeah. The building has now been converted into Rise Up Community School, an alternative charter high school that's part of the Denver public school system.
What's supposed to be right here?
And helps 120 students like JoJo Ford. He transferred here last year from another high school, trying to get back on track for graduation.
I was just around a lot of people who didn't take school seriously, so I didn't myself, because I never really thought that, I never really thought that school mattered like that.
So it's not about just writing and writing and writing.
JoJo says at this school, he's learning more than academics.
Pretty much just like how we grow as people and how we progress and learn.
In a different environment.
Here you got a lot of people that come from like the same cloth as you. So you definitely can relate to a lot of things that they say, how they feel, and it just helps you get further.
It isn't kids that gave up or kids that couldn't do it. It just, is a setting.
Karen Ikagami is the school's principal. She says some students may feel uncomfortable at a larger school, so it's their mission to make sure everyone feels at home.
It's warm, right? It's inviting. It doesn't look like a typical school. And I think that helps our students also reset when they come in. And so our goal is really to change the setting. And what we found is with that shift and with a little bit extra attention, they just thrive. And so then they're back on track for post-secondary planning.
Sometimes in bigger environments, students don't feel that. They don't get that one-on-one, connection. Sometimes they're looked at as like a number, in the system, so unfortunately.
Jolana Walker is a school counselor. She says part of her job is to help students focus on their coping strategies.
They're coming from, different social, emotional backgrounds where they've dealt with anxiety, depression. You can focus on graduation when you're not dealing with stressful environments. You can focus on academic learning.
The hope is for JoJo and his classmates to keep on thriving.
It just gave me like a little chance to learn more about how people grow.
In a modified building that's still serving the community.
I was doing so wrong for such a long time, and just coming here helped me finally find my stability and find out who I am and what I want to do in my life and who I want to be. I just show up, get my work done, leave, go home, and chill. I'm doing great.
Rise Up Community School has helped more than 200 students graduate since they started in 2015. Summertime means a break from the classroom, but there's a learning program that has students excited to hit the books on their days off. Scholars Unlimited is our cool schools pick of the summer. Their summer school program is free for K through 5th grade students and focuses on literacy tutoring in underserved communities. And this program goes beyond lecture and learning from books. This cool school is teaching through games, dancing, and other fun, all with hopes of avoiding the summer slide.
We're here to make sure that they're not losing anything and also making gains so that they can get to the next school year ready to move and thrive.
Scholars Unlimited has been serving students for 30 years. The mental health of students is top of mind for school counselors, but there's a school in Adams County that's using a new tool to help show support for their students. Westgate Community School was one of our picks from last year, and I wanted to see how they were getting a little help from a four-legged friend. Life becomes easier.
You're so happy right now.
With a best friend around.
Oh, push you.
Her partner named Pete is why Autumn Washington enjoys her work every day.
He is such a little ham, and he's very loved, and he brings just like so much joy. And I'm just very thankful to have Pete.
Good boy.
Washington is a counselor at Westgate Community School in Thornton.
Thank you for being awesome.
A K-12 public charter school in the Adams 12 school district. She says she's been helping students feel safe with a lending paw for the past 5 years.
Hi, We train together for over a year, and we work with different students who may be like in distress, who may need some extra support. Mental health is one of my biggest concerns as a school counselor. So I do a lot of assessment of how students are doing with their mental health and their social emotional capacities.
Hi, baby. Pete is the school's facility dog who was trained to work with Washington to help students' mental health. He's in addition to their counseling team that's comforted students like Lily Rowe. She says Pete has helped her get through a tough time.
I've gone through a lot of friend troubles, so they've really helped me through stuff and really helped me learn how to deal with friendship troubles, so it really helped.
Pete can calm students in an environment and in a time right now that's not always easy to do.
Sharon Collins is the school's executive director. She says Pete is part of their mission to educate the whole child.
When you talk about a whole human being, you can't learn and grow without thinking about all aspects of who you are as a person. And mental wellness is at the core of who we are. And so it really was important as a school that we build a mental health team that really is serving the needs of all of our kids and families at the school.
Good morning, Alexa.
The school hopes to support students like Lily in building self-confidence.
It's a really good way to make connections and just to get to really be with your friends.
With help from Autumn Washington and her four-legged friend.
And so having Pete here full time every single day makes a world of a difference just for the mood of the school in itself.
So I feel like he's a really good thing. I feel like every school should have that.
The pandemic loss is still being felt around the country. At the oldest school in Jeffco, students are being powered with a different schedule to get ahead. Welcome back to our show. Students across the country were negatively affected by the pandemic, but there's a high school in Arvada that's been helping their students get back on course. Arvada High School is our final pick for this half hour, and I wanted to see how they've been helping their students in a way that's been changing the mindset of education. Over the past century, one of the oldest high schools in Jefferson County has seen some changes.
73% of our students are students of color. About 20% of our students are English language learners. And 75% of them are Title I qualifiers, so they're students on free and reduced lunch.
And 4 years ago, when Bobby Greco was a freshman at Arvada High School,
no, I never thought I would be where I am at right now.
He saw he needed to make some changes of his own.
Freshman year, I started out kind of ditching my classes, not going to anything, not really caring. And then COVID happened, and I just really gave up on school, and I just wasn't wanting to do anything with it at all.
He's come a long way.
It was an issue Bobby's mom, Rachel Price, saw in her son.
He did. He wanted to give up. He wanted to just quit. It was easier too.
Just make sure it's barely not going down.
During the pandemic, the high school of about 700 students was falling behind in its graduation rates.
When we first came back from the pandemic, kids weren't wanting to learn. And we're like, what are we gonna do? We're faced with a big gap of students that were credit deficient and weren't going to be able to have a path to graduate on time. And we're talking, about a year deficient.
Shannon Vigil is the school's principal. She says that's when they decided to start their empowerment program that gets students that have fallen behind in their academic credits back on track for graduation.
And we build them schedules that are bite size. So instead of taking 7 or 8 classes because they're credit deficient and trying to juggle all that at once, we have them take a small amount of classes in an intense period of time. So they're only taking 4 classes every day, all day, so that they can get through those credits faster and master the material and not feel like they're just juggling so many things.
According to the school, the program is open to 11th and 12th graders who have earned fewer than 15.5 credits and are looking for a different environment to earn their high school diploma.
Empowerment is a school within a school, and it operates on hexters, so 6-week periods where they take a smaller amount of classes for a longer period of time. So the seat time's the same as a semester. It's just intensive.
Vigil says over the past 2 years, the program has helped with the overall success of the school.
Our student population has greatly improved their academic performance. We have an 11% increase in graduation rate, which I know is the highest in our county. I'm hoping it's one of the highest in the state.
Now Bobby's on his way to graduating from a high school in transition.
I'm a lot happier person now that I'm in that program. I feel a lot better about myself and who I am.
A changing moment in his life that makes his mom very proud.
A lot of crying. But I'm proud and encourage him to keep going. Keep doing things that you may not think that you can do. I knew that was just going to be a saving grace.
Thriving to do the best for our students, that's something pretty cool about our Colorado schools. With photojournalist Tom Cole, I'm Byron Reed. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you back in class.